The Wolfpack Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Wolfpack Show. We're here again. We've got a little bit of change of scenery. This time we kind of changed things up for you guys. But today we're talking about some really great topics. I'm your host, Aaron Lee.
I'm Orlando Cardenas. And with us we have our associate producer, Mr. Brandon Welch. Welcome, Brandon. This is his actual first appearance on the show itself. He's always doing the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. But today we decided to bring him on because we're talking about a really interesting topic.
Yep.
What is it called?
Daily habits for a successful person.
Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to kind of dissect our day-to-day routines and habits, both mine and Aaron's, and then we're going to kind of feed off of Brandon's daily routines, the do's and don'ts, and all that good stuff. But so that's what the topic is today. Again, like Aaron said, thanks for joining us. Yeah. This is episode number 10. Okay, so daily habits of successful people.
So I think it's really, really important. Probably one of the most important things. One of the best books I've ever actually read was The Miracle Morning. I don't know if you ever read it.
I have read it.
So all the habits that you take to do in the morning to kind of get you where you need to be at. I feel like when you set the precedents for the day and get yourself right, get your mind right, then the rest of the day will just flow as easy as
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it comes from anything from the way you wake up to the way you start, your daily routine, your mental state. There's a lot of little things that we're going to talk to you guys about that maybe if you're not doing it and you want to incorporate it just to try it out, it's worked for us.
Sure.
I mean, we're obviously successful. Yeah. And Brandon is actually one of our mentees or one of our proteges. Yeah. And so we're going to put the test to him and see if it's working for him or not. So okay.
Yeah. So number one, basically, the first thing I do is wake up at 4. Super hard once you get used to it. And I know you wake up like 3-4 as well.
Yeah, usually 3:30, 3:45. Typically 4. Is my 4 a.m. is my typical morning.
Right.
But I've been doing it for so long. It's
get used to it.
Yeah, it's second nature now. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I get used to it. Get up at 4 a.m. The first thing I do is I wake up. And instead of jumping out of bed, grabbing my phone, trying to jump on my phone, I'll actually sit there and I'll do my gratitude. Right. Okay. So I'll say, God, thank you for giving me another day on this earth and an opportunity to, do what I need to do. And that kind of sets the precedence for the day, for me being able to be grateful and to actually feel fulfilled, right? Feel blessed.
Yeah. A lot, and I do the same thing. I wake up. The first thing I do when I wake up, okay, again, we recommend like 4:30, 5:30, depends on what type of day. We're entrepreneurs, so the more hours of life that we have, the more we can kick ass, right? Done, yeah. But typically when I wake up, it's the same thing. The one thing I don't do is I don't sit in bed and think about shit. I get up, I've got a separate chair I've got a big bathroom, so I have a chair in my bathroom where I go in there and sit down, and I do the same thing. Like I sit down and I thank God for everything. Sure. I thank God for all my opportunities. I thank God for just waking me up the next day because, as some of you guys know, I shouldn't have been alive this long. But I'm blessed. I'm here. So yeah, I do kind of do the same thing. Sit there and then do a little little gratitude time. Because that sets like you said, sets the precedence for. Hey, look, there's nothing to complain about. Yeah. A lot of people want to wake up. Oh my gosh!
I gotta go
and then
work.
They drag. And this is the whole cadence. The rhythm of your day. If you wake up like that and you're walking around all day long, I hate life. No. So
yeah,
Brandon.
The giving gratitude in the morning is extremely important. A lot more than people realize, because one thing that I used to do when I would wake up is I would start thinking about what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I would kind of plan out my day. I would say, here's my goals for the day, the week, etc., etc. But
what time do you normally wake up though?
Yeah, what time do you wake up?
Usually on a good day about 7.
7.
I would like to wake up a lot earlier, and I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect and I wake up at 7 every day. Some days I sleep in a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But yeah, usually I'll wake up at about 7, get coffee, and I do now start to give thanks when I wake up, because you can't really think about what you're going to be doing in the future without thinking about and giving thanks for what you already have and what you already
Sure, that's a good point. For me, again, when someone tells me they wake up at 7, be glad that you're not my competition, because I've got 3 days, a 3-hour head start on you on a day. You're mine. Yeah. I promise you that. If you're in my competition and you wake up 3 hours later than mine, I will eat your lunch, literally. But I know you're working.
Yeah, you're working.
It's a process, because before you're waking up at what time?
Like 8.
Okay, 8:30, 9 ish. type of, okay.
And one of the
So,
great
yeah,
things
it's
about Brandon was that he was in Orlando's mentorship program, which I joined into to learn as much as I possibly could from him.
Yeah.
And Brandon, I think at some point, speaking of gratitude and speaking of religion in Christ, you know, I know that at some point you kind of were like, until you kind of got into the program, I think, right? That's from what I remember as your testimony. And then you actually started like getting more into giving thanks and
Yeah, those
higher
spirituality
power,
of
stuff
you
like that,
and-
right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first homework assignment that I was given in my mentorship program was pick one habit that you're doing now that is bad that you want to transform into something that's good instead.
Sure.
The habit that I chose is I used to be someone who would self-deprecate a lot, which basically that means putting yourself down. And I know I'm not alone in that. A lot of people out there.
Yeah, some people do it
Their own
subconsciously.
worst
They don't
enemy.
even know they're doing it. They just do it. So.
But the brain is very literal in what it in the information that it takes in. So it started off as me doing it like as a joke with friends when I was in school, but my mind did not perceive it that way, and all the self-deprecating jokes didn't turn into jokes, and it made me actually feel like I was worth less than I was. And finally one day I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop all of that, regardless of how I actually feel, and it actually made me, like, it kind of made that dark cloud go away.
But you know, it's funny that you said that because a lot of people do that whole self-deprecation thing, and if you're doing it in school is because typically, like you're a smart guy. You're probably one of the smarter kids in school, and people might have hated you for it, right? And then they give you a lot of shit about it. So you would kind of downplay your intelligence to fit in, right?
Yeah.
Which we all know that, and we know, you know, I'm going to stand out because I'm going to stand out, and you're going to stand out, and that standing out is a good thing. So if you have kids out there that are talented or just super smart, and sometimes they feel like if, you know, they've got to downplay their intelligence, boost them up a little bit. We did that with Brandon. So okay,
and going back on that too, just real quick, I want to make a plug. Me and Orlando are actually starting a very great organization for empowering men, young men that want to be entrepreneurs and successful. So that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. Actually, one of the things.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because what we're going to try to do is we're going to succeed.
We're going to do it.
Yeah. You know, we're going to bring in, you know, men that they're basically just tired of
kind of like how Brandon was.
Living the mundane life where they want to, you know, get successful. I'm around people every day that want to kind of, you know, feed off me and feed off with the things I know, and I'm all for that because one, it keeps me on my toes, right? Yeah. You do the same thing, but it's our way of giving back. We're gonna have guest speakers come in there and little things, you know, daily habits in our mentorship program that I taught and you guys were part of. It's funny because a lot of the stuff it seems like elementary, but daily habits are really key to successful people. Yeah, sure. You know, I mean, just the way if you're oversleeping, you're losing hours of the day, your motivation's gone. There's so many bad things that happen when you have bad habits, right? So that's why we're trying to discuss this here about, you know, what it is our daily routine is like. Okay, so we left off at, you know, you wake up early,
right?
Wake up early.
So then 15 minutes, do my gratitude, and then as soon as I go into the shower or start getting ready, I get ready to go to the gym because I hit the gym really early. To me, one of my personal goals, one of my things is obviously bodybuilding and you know, being in shape and that stuff.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, obviously. So what I do is while I'm in the shower, kind of getting ready and getting dressed, I have a speaker. So I'll hit my speaker, and on YouTube, I'll hit motivational videos or podcasts, right?
Kind of feed the mind.
So I sit there and I listen to podcasts, listen to motivational videos. Then I'll get ready, get in my car, head to the gym. On my way to the gym, I'm either listening to an audiobook or I'm listening to some type of audio podcast.
Okay. See, that's cool because, you know, again, you're going to see that there's a lot of characteristics that we share when it comes to our daily routine, not just because we're mentor-mentee or really, really good friends or whatever, but these are just things that successful people do. I mean, it's almost like we gravitate towards these daily habits, right? Of course, you can open up a book and read successful people talking about, you know, being successful all day long, and you can learn off of that, which is just fine. Yeah. But some people, it's just kind of innate. It's just something that you do. You know, me, for example, I'm the cold shower guy.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know about the whole cold shower thing, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. Yeah. It's invigorating. It's motivating. People always say, how is a cold shower motivating? Oh, I'm talking about like 30-degree water or lower, okay? Almost close to an ice bath, right? Now, I don't stay in there for 30 minutes. I don't want to get a freaking heart attack. Yeah. But, you know, I get in there. It rejuvenates my body. It shocks my whole body because the way I see it is this. If I could survive that shower in the morning, especially wintertime, oh my God, winter's the worst, but it's also the best. Yeah, that's right. Great. So when I jump in the shower, you know, you'll literally hear me. If you're in the house with me, you'll hear me scream. That shit, I'm not lying. They call it a shocking sensation for a reason. Right. And you never get used to it. I don't care how many, I've been doing it for years. you never get used to it.
Yeah.
So that helps me. That again, if I can survive that, pretty much can tackle the rest of the day as it goes on. So
no, absolutely, yeah. That's great, man. And I've yet to do that, and I should. Sometimes I think I'm like, man, I should go jump in the pool.
You know what?
Right?
That's the same thing.
That would be like, I don't know how cold it is, but
well, the only difference is when you jump in the pool, you have to walk from the pool back to the house.
That's right.
And that's a whole different kind of cold,
yeah,
bro.
that's true, bro.
Yeah, I at least towel off in the shower where it's still my body used to kind of circulate in there. But walking from the pool and that wind's hitting you. Yeah, it's a different kind of. That's a whole different story. Right
I know that. Ed Milet, I think, had talked about doing some stuff like that, and he lives by the beach, so he'll go and jump in the beach water, dude, and then walk back into his house. And I'm
yeah, that's a long ass walk because I don't know any beach house that's literally right there. But I mean, that's a long walk. I'm not at that level yet. I don't know. Want to be at that level.
That's tough.
But I'm sure there's some benefits to that too.
Yeah.
So what about you, Brandon?
Yeah.
You've given gratitude. You've woken up. You've given gratitude. What's next on Brandon's list?
Next is I'll go to the gym. Right now I'm kind of normalizing the habit of showing up.
Okay.
And that obviously I'm not in the best of shape, but I know one day I will be.
Sure.
And that all starts with normalizing the habit of showing up. So I'll just go for like 10 or 15 minutes and just walk a mile.
Just gotta get there.
And that's it.
Yeah, because then you start developing that routine.
So that's a fairly recent habit because I mean I've never tried the normalizing the habit of showing up.
Sure.
But I have kind of had the thing that I know a lot of other people do where they get a burst of motivation and then for like a week or two they'll start something and then they'll kind of off of it.
Usually in January.
Yeah, I was thinking we're about to go through that season here pretty soon where everybody does their
yeah.
New Year's resolutions and then 2 weeks later they're like, screw that, I'm back to my own self.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're up, you give gratitude, you take a shower.
Get to the gym, listen to motivation. So I pride myself in that I at least will read 50 books a year. Okay. Now, obviously, they're not going to all be, handwritten or read. I'm sorry. Some of them will be audio too. So I do that as well because I feel like at least if I'm at least kind of hearing it, it kind of will give me some insight into the book. So, like I said, on my way to the gym, I do that. When I'm on the treadmill, I do an hour on the treadmill every day. I'm listening to motivational stuff like that too. Okay. One of the biggest things I think is once I'm done and I leave the gym, because eating is so important for me personally. For me, making my own food at home is going to save me money, for one, right? Yeah. So I'm going to be able to use that money.
Sure, we don't save money is the whole part of what we're doing. We're trying to invest more money, right?
I'll be able to invest it into other things. And then I won't be so all over the place. Like, well, what am I going to eat today? What don't I eat? And then I end up making bad decisions.
See, and that's the problem I get sometimes. I don't make time for meal prep. So, I mean, I do have my breakfast in the morning most times and none. I try to cook my own food, but in the mornings when I'm the hungriest, right? Especially since I've been up for 5 hours by the time I get here, it's already lunchtime for me. So, I try to have some coffee, or I do have coffee. I can't do anything without my coffee, but yeah, I'm trying to get into the habit of meal prepping for the rest of the day because before today we went to lunch. It wasn't the healthiest thing in the world. But
we did bad today.
We've had too many cheat days, But okay, so one thing I skipped that I want to go back to is I have a whole 1 hour of just no media, no phone, nothing. Right before I'm getting in the shower, even getting out of the shower, where I don't do anything. Like I don't listen to music. It's just me, my thoughts, and I do talk to God a lot during that time. Sure. I also set my daily in my mind. I set my daily goals. Sure. I do my daily affirmations. You're a badass. You're gonna go in there today. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna crush it. Things like that. But nothing. No outside influence whatsoever. I mean, the world could be falling apart as I know it while that time's going on, but I won't know until after that whole hour. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you said daily affirmations. That is actually one thing I didn't put on my list, but that is definitely one thing. I have a whole book, which I call my manifesto. So I keep it with everything I'm trying to do and my plans for the day, and I'll write down everything in the day that I'm trying to do. But I love that. Daily affirmations are very, very important because once you can conquer the enemy within, the enemy without won't have
does it have a chance
bearing on you.
Yeah, they don't have a chance. Yeah. So you literally, there's. Have you ever seen the book, read the book, or seen the movie The Help?
Yeah.
There's a part in the movie where she says to herself, the main character says, "You is wise, you is kind, you is beautiful."
Right.
That goes a long way. Yeah. Obviously, my affirmations are different. I'm sure yours are too. But little things like get a sticky note. And this is one thing we learned in our mentorship class too. Yeah. You write a little sticky note, put it on top of your mirror right there, and it's okay if the kids see it. It's okay if the wife or the husband sees it too. Put it up there because maybe they'll feed off of that too. Sure. And before you know it, you'll have them adding their own affirmations too. So you can put on there like today's gonna be a good day.
Right.
Just something as simple as that. It's like no matter what happens, your mind's already set. Today's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
So you can go through all kinds of crap. But today's gonna be a good day, right?
Okay.
It's the same. It works the same way, in reverse, right? When you say, today's gonna be such a bad day. After that, we talked about this before. It just builds up all kinds of
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
you know,
Your day will just go
bad
south.
habits where you just it's just a bad day no matter what.
Do you do any affirmations?
You better, because this is one of the things I taught.
That was
in
a
class.
trick question.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Yeah, good.
Well, that
thank
was
you.
I kind of was talking about that earlier. How I was talking about how I would when I would wake up, I would start thinking about my goals for the day, and I had to kind of take a step back and start doing affirmations first, because, like I said, if you don't give thanks for what you have and what you've already done, it kind of makes it hard to want to go forward beyond that.
So I'm gonna put you guys both on the spot.
So, yes.
What's your daily affirmation that you're going through right now that you tell yourself every day?
My daily affirmation is that I'm going to close 50 houses by, it was June 6th.
Okay,
Nice.
nice.
He's saying that because I told him I'm taking to Miami.
No, that was different.
That's motivation. And that's good.
No, that's April.
I like that.
Oh, April.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
That
April.
was, that was $3 million by
Wait, who's
April.
April? I haven't met her yet. Oh wait, no,
She's in
the
Miami.
month- oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that's the month of April.
She's
Okay.
in Miami.
Okay, so 50 houses by January. That's your affirmation.
No.
No.
By June.
Jeez.
I was gonna say
June.
That's pretty ambitious, but okay.
Yeah, that's like a house a day.
Yeah,
so-
Hey,
Hey, you got about 8 months.
I'm a realtor,
Yeah.
by the way.
You got 8 months. You can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Okay, so correct me. I'm sorry. 50
50 houses by June 6th.
Close.
June. Okay,
50
50
houses
houses closed
Okay.
by June 6th. Okay, what are yours? What's yours today?
My affirmations? Oh man, I got a whole book of them.
Just give me one.
Yeah.
The one you told me yourself this morning right before you left the house.
I make $100,000 a month.
Okay, good. I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
mine is more personal. Mine literally is, no one's gonna fuck with you today.
Oh,
Period. No matter what happens, no one's gonna mess with me.
I like that.
You know, that's my thing, because sometimes you go through some storms. You got to remind yourself that there's a badass coming out that door, and if you don't remind yourself when you walk out that door, and those they're out there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Sure.
They're not gonna know it either. So when I walk out that door, I tell myself, no one's gonna fuck with you today.
Yeah.
So when I walk out, guarantee you, no one's gonna fuck with you.
I think too, and going back to this real quick, and I just want to emphasize something on this. Saying the affirmations is great, but I think also a visualization of the affirmations
Yes,
as well is going to
for
be
sure.
more powerful, because you can say, well, I'm going to sell 50 houses, but you're sitting there imagining yourself like eating Twinkies all day. It ain't gonna work. You gotta
You got
sit there
Twinkies?
and imagine yourself. And I do this too because I'm a real time. You got Twinkies, bro?
You got some Twinkies
I got
on you?
Twinkies. Because Brandon's one of my agents, right? We work together. We're partners, right? So one of the things is I always see myself closing homes and taking pictures of all these people and then being at the signing table. So I think visualization on that is very important.
For sure, you have to mentally manifest what you want to do in order to get it done, right? So, I mean, if you go in there knowing that you're going to have a bad day, again, same principles apply. So, yeah, you definitely have to visualize that. So.
And you have to be very specific too.
Yes.
Because if you just say, I want to close a lot of houses and I want to make a lot of money,
Yeah.
that's not going to do you anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. And we read that in our class with it's called the oh my god, what's the book that I'm
Think
looking
and
for?
Grow Rich?
I'm sorry.
Think and Grow Rich. by
Yeah,
Napoleon
Think and
Hill?
Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't read that book, read it. If you're a book reader or not a book reader,
it's a great book.
it's a really good book. It's got great stories in there. It's an old ass book. But man, I don't know a millionaire that hasn't read that book. To be quite honest,
The Money
with you.
Bible.
So, yeah, it literally is the Money Bible. Yeah. So okay, so you're up. You're doing your thing. Going to the gym.
Doing my
Affirmations.
thing, get back, do my meal preps, and then I plan for the day. I write down my daily plan. We're talking about affirmations, but I write my daily plan for the day. Okay, here's my goals today. I want to get, in contact with so many contacts. I want to, try to get so much stuff sold. I want to try to get, this. And for me, it's a little harder because I have 4 businesses, so I'm always trying to plan to get everything straightened out. But I think ideally for somebody that's just working for one business, I think it would be a lot easier. You do daily planning?
Yeah, well, mine is pretty simple. It's pretty much just looking at my VIP list and saying I need to talk to 10 people a day about real estate and ask them for business, whether it be through them or ask them to refer me their friends.
Okay. What's a VIP list?
So a VIP list, this is something that's very useful for people in sales, where you combine an A, B, and C VIP list of your top 10 A, your top 15, and your top 25 B and C.
Okay.
People that you want and you would expect for them to refer you or do business with you. So whether it be past clients, maybe really close friends or relatives that are championing you, I guess you could say.
Cool. Okay, so going along the lines, mine's a little different. I do the 5 goals. I usually set my goals up the day before.
Okay.
So I already know today what my 5 goals are for tomorrow.
Okay.
I do 10. Okay, so I leave room for 5 more, right? Okay. So typically by the end of the night, I already know I've got my 10 goals for the day. 5 of them are the most important, and the other 5 is something I want to try to squeeze in. Obviously, I'm a busy man as well, so sure. I try to squeeze those things in. And I'm not gonna lie, I put those in my goals. You know, I always want to make sure I call my kids. You know, whether they answer or not, I make an attempt to call. I always want to make sure I leave time for mama, for dad, for you know, for the siblings and all the good stuff. Even for my friends. I mean, I make time for that. So I prioritize my time because again, I am busy and I could be the guy that completely forgets about other people if I'm only goal oriented when it comes to work and finances and things like that. So I set up my 5 daily goals with an additional 5, you know, to kind of make them a little more personal, right? Yeah. But that's what I do. I know every day what I'm going to do the next day, sure. At least those top 5. Okay, so another thing I do, I love to do this, is journaling. I journal like a mother, dude. I have books by my bed. I have books by the couch. Not that I ever really sit down, but if I did, I have some thoughts I'm running around. And like, again, I spend a lot of time in my restroom. You know, because I work out in there. I pram. Thank you. I pram. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I sit there and I read and things like that. Obviously, I do other things, but we're not going to talk about that here. But yeah, so I have little tablets and I write down my thoughts. And I'm telling you, I must have closets full of just boxes of thoughts that I write down because today might be a thought, tomorrow it's a memory. Mm-hmm. You know, you might not even have that. Forget it, yeah. Right? So yeah, it's another thing I do. It's another daily habit of successful people is journaling. You know, write down. It's not like a diary, dear diary. Today I saw Jonathan, and no, nothing like that. You know, I write down just thoughts in my head. You know, ideas, things like that. So.
No, I like that. Yeah, that's great. I think one of the things too, going back real quick, all of us are single here, us 3. So we're a little more amped to being like totally, completely drawn into our businesses. Yeah. But that's not to say, I mean, some of you guys out there that are married, I would say to set up some of your daily goals to include, hey, like today I'm going to tell my wife she's beautiful. Yeah. Or today I'm going to, buy her flowers. Or today I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I mean, I think that's a really great thing to do.
I agree.
We're coming at it at the point of 3 single business entrepreneur. Yeah. But I think definitely for your plans, you definitely maybe with your kids too. Hey, today I want to pick up my daughter and take her to go eat.
Yeah,
or I want to tell my daughter she's beautiful. Or tell her I'm proud of her. I think those are great
present things. Or something. Yeah, for sure. See, and I love that because look, I've never allowed the fact that I'm a business owner or a busy man to be an excuse for why I can't spend time. I'm not gonna say never, because in the past when I was really, really way younger, my daughters were young. Yeah. I did have time where Daddy was away for a while. But I love that because it is so important. If I can do it, and you can do it. Yeah. Anyone can do it. Yep. I mean, guys, don't let that whole, she doesn't like flowers or she doesn't like this. She doesn't like that because she's normalized the fact that you don't give her shit and you don't do nothing for her. Yeah. That's why she does that. So again, make time to tell your kids you love them. Make time to pray. Make time to call your dad or your mom or whoever. Don't make excuses. Excuses are out there, right? That's another thing I don't do. That's a daily habit of mine. I don't make excuses. And you guys hear me all the time because we work together. You guys hear me all the time. When you give me an excuse, what do I tell you? Go get gone with that shit because I do not want to hear anybody's excuses. I can make excuses all day long, but I don't. Yeah, right? So I love that you add that part in there. There is no excuse to skip out on the family time or the affirmations for the family. They need to hear it too.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah, it's just it's important. Right? Yeah, time flies. I mean, my kids are growing up so fast.
I know, and you got such good kids too. Man. They're great girls, they're great, So another thing I like to do is I like to read up on whatever industry I'm working with. If I'm in the oil business, if I'm in the sales business, if I'm a talent agency, I research my business all the time because I don't want to be the last one to find out about something. Yeah. I want to be the trendsetter. Yeah. I want to be the one that's on point when it comes to whatever I'm doing. I want people coming to me. Yeah. And if you research your industry, whether it's past, present, or future, sure, you're gonna be you're gonna be the guy that come to, hey Aaron, like what's going on in the real estate business, and before you know it, that makes you the expert, the local expert or the business expert, and also no one's able to get over on you because you missed an opportunity because you weren't in the loop.
Right.
So that's one thing I like to do. Yeah.
More financially stable in that part, or at least
more
lucrative,
I mean,
right?
that again, and who doesn't like respect when you're in business? Men, that's the thing about men. Men love respect, right? Who doesn't like the respect of knowing that people are coming to you because you know what the hell you're talking about? Right?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Brandon?
So, That is absolutely true. I was kind of thinking about the phrase "fake it till you make it." Kind of came to mind when it came to. So it's for me, like when I was brand new to real estate, for instance. You come out of real estate school and you don't know anything about anything, but you got to go out there and you got to service your clients and you got to be the expert. So I would do research in my field to. Well, I was making it look like I knew what I was talking about, but eventually you do know what you're talking about if you do enough research and you spend enough time.
Because I mean, anytime in sales, which is what real estate is ultimately, if you know your product, you're able to present a solution to your customer, right? Mm-hmm. You have a viable. There's value behind what you're presenting, and what is it that we're doing? We're trying to present value, and if they know the value of something, and your business has value, people are going to buy from you first and foremost.
Yeah. Exactly.
So add that into your list. Do your research.
Yes, definitely. I don't care what it is. If you're trying to, woo your partner, if there's a guy or a girl that you like, and you're trying to get them to like you back, do some freaking research. I mean, invest the time. You invest the time and getting to know who they are, what they're about. I mean, don't stalk them, but I mean, find out what they like, what they don't like, what and what makes them tick, and be someone who actually gives energy and effort.
Put the effort.
That.
What was his name? The Hispanic actor who played the villains in all those movies and shows.
Oh, you talking about
Danny Trejo?
Danny Trejo, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were telling me this a little while ago that he would get cast as villains a lot, and so eventually one day he said, "You know what? I'm going to be the best damn villain that I can."
So I used to have a history teacher. His name was Mr. Ludwikowski. At Dwight Middle School. Shout out to Dwight Middle School. Go Bobcats, right? But actually, we passed by my middle school the other day, right? And I was like, I was a badass at Dwight. Anyways, so Mr. L used to always, he was a mentor. He used to always tell us stuff, and to him it was just, what you just said right now, it was what he would tell us all the time. So I grew up like in 7th grade hearing those exact words. And it, I mean, shit, it works. I mean, the guy knew his shit. He was a little rough around the edges, but he knew his stuff.
Orlando, we were talking about reading up on your industry, doing the research and all that other stuff. I see on here that you put under your list, because I know you put some stuff as well. Yeah. Surround yourself with optimistic people.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about that.
So that's big for me. You guys know. I don't keep around for no reason. You guys bring a good energy.
Sure.
Well, not good energy. It's even better than that. You're higher energy guys. You're motivating. You fill the room up with ideas and energy that I feed off of, right? Sure. And that's always been a big thing for me because we've been around negative people, and those negative people or the people that the energy is not the same. The flow is not right. It's like boom, 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 and then it just drowns right there, right? Yeah. So that's a big thing for me. I avoid any kind of negativity. I try to, because the world's a negative world, right? But I try to avoid, negative friends, negative family members, things like that. Because that I can, right? I can avoid that. Sure. I just don't allow that. My grandfather used to say, "Show me who you hang out with, and I'll show you who you are." Yeah. And that applies to so many aspects of life. If I'm hanging around with this guy that barely, wants to walk and barely wants to talk, and has got one of those eat shit attitudes. Well, guess what? I'm guilty by association. I'm going to want to be that same kind of guy. Or they might see him as like, oh, these guys are always negative. Just because that other guy is. So, dude, that's a big thing for me.
It's going to happen. And I have, proof in the pudding. One of the relationships I was in with somebody she didn't want to do shit. And I ended up finding myself not doing shit. And it's like, you gotta do that. So
that'll throw you off your game. That'll throw you huge.
Throw me off my game big time.
I went through a relationship like that. It didn't even take long. It was only a few months. And I found myself sleeping till 10 o'clock in the morning.
I remember.
It's like, dude, this is not me. I gotta get out of here. Eating all the bad stuff and doing all the I just
drinking every night and shit. Which that's another daily habit I want to get to too later.
Yeah.
But
okay, well, let's do it.
Well, we could do that. I mean, that's just one of the things is, right, you're gonna wake up in the morning to go to the gym and do all this other stuff you got to do during the week, at least. And I don't drink it, hardly ever, but you shouldn't. If you're gonna drink, you shouldn't drink during the week because it's gonna affect you.
Sure. Well, and here's another one of my key points. Okay, of daily habits of successful people, or at least this successful man, is I'm very. Well, you guys know me. You guys been to my place. It's organized. It's clean.
Yeah,
You know, it's everything's got a place for it. You know, there's a reason for that because you know if you think about it, look, this is your world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and see that, okay. And if your shit's like this, you know, even the smallest things like making your bed before you leave, right?
Yeah,
if your shit's like this, your mind's like that.
Yeah.
You know, your mind's constantly. What are you laughing at?
I was thinking you should sell that. You should sign it and sell it and say, as seen on the Wolfpack show.
Oh yeah. See, that's why he's the kid genius. But if your stuff is nice, and it seems a little neurotic or a little, you know, I don't know, but
no,
but if your stuff nice and
obsessive
neat,
compulsive,
this is the same thing as this. You know,
I get that.
this is it declutters your world, your thought process, your creativity.
Yeah.
You know, it's just your juices are flowing and it's so much better. And if you're looking for something and you're running late, which things happen, you know where everything's at. This right here is I could not live like that.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. I
Yeah.
can't. I've met women like that. I walked in their apartment or I'm like, or their house, and I'm like,
oh, that right there.
fuck?
You want to see me run out of a relationship? You show me a
That's the
dirty ass
fastest way.
house, bro.
Just
And
shit
don't get me wrong.
everywhere.
Look, ladies, I'm not picking on you, but I'm gonna talk to y'all for a second. Don't get me wrong. I know there's single moms out there. They got 3 or 4 kids. You know, whatever. You're working full time
Put
job.
the kids to work. Make them.
Well,
pick up.
okay, yes, definitely. You know, you're working a full time job, and then you're coming home, you're cooking, cleaning, doing all the. And like I said, Aaron said, put them to help you as well because it's a good habit for them. But I'm not ragging on y'all. I'm talking about the people that don't have to live like that choose to live like that.
Yeah.
Because you know, I mean, I've been a single man with kids before, and my shit was always straight, and I'm a man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not expected to be clean and organized and all that,
Right.
but I am, right? But that right there, it frees my mind up to just all kinds of possibilities, you know?
You're more focused on work, more focused on what kind of matters and what's more important.
Yeah, for sure, you know? And I have OCD, so if things are not right, it bugs the shit out of me. It really does, so yeah. So.
What do you think, Brandon?
What was it Jordan
How's
Peterson
your,
said?
how's your
Let's
house?
go look at your
How's
bedroom
your
right
house?
now.
How's your
Yeah.
bedroom?
My bedroom looks fine.
Oh, good.
My bed is made-
Jonathan, can you show us a picture of Brandon's
Oh, yeah, you're gonna expose
bedroom
me?
right now?
Next episode.
That's
we're
his
gonna
bed
go
sheet
to-
back
to
there.
Brandon.
Why do you have a picture of my bedroom, huh?
Well, yeah, that's
So tell us.
We should ask.
So, well, my room is clean. My bedroom is clean.
Okay.
Make my bed every morning. There's not a lot in my bedroom. There's just like I have my 2 laundry bins that are organized between whites
You
and
got
darks.
clean and dirty, or that's okay.
And I
Lights
could,
darks, all right. I like
and I
that.
could go into every little detail that's in my room, but the point is it's organized and it's clean.
Oh, we know what's in your room.
Do you? Why?
Don't ask.
But
I don't know where he's going with
Yeah,
that. I mean, I do, but I don't. I do, but I
Trying to
don't.
scare him. I mean, he's be asleep at night like this.
Yeah.
All these fuckers know.
He's got cameras in
I
my
keep a gun
Yeah.
on my headset. I've literally woken up and gone like that
Oh, wow.
before.
Really? Wait a minute. Why?
Because I hear a noise outside my window.
So you hear noise and you just like grab the shit?
No, not shit. Grab my gun.
Oh, your gun.
I told you I have a
okay,
gun
good.
above my
Okay,
headset.
gotcha.
It's all a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? It's a water gun.
Yeah, rain on the window.
It's a
Like-
spray bottle.
Mom? okay. Okay,
But-
so
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
well,
good. Clean
what was
room.
it? Jordan Peterson said, "Get your room in order before you criticize the world."
Yes.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And I love
That's
Jordan
one of my
Peterson.
favorite-
Like,
yeah.
yeah, that's one of
I
my
wanna-
favorite
That's
guys.
one
I
of the
go on
greatest
the
thinkers
tour.
of our
I
time.
look forward to meeting him one day, you
Yeah.
know, and I know he watches the show. He's on. He's he gets a lot of his tips from us.
He's always watching the
Yeah,
show.
he's always
Yeah.
watching the show. One of his books that he wrote, I literally think he pulled it out of the show. You know, but anyways, yeah. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the next one you had here under that one was I like this. I really like this one. Be more social.
Okay, so that's a monster that was bred out of necessity because.
Okay.
Those of you that really know me, like family members and really close friends, know I am an introvert. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I'm an
Wow.
introvert.
I
Like
would've
by
never- I
nature,
would've
bro.
never guessed
I
that.
am super antisocial. I love being by myself. I think I just love the conversations that go on in my head.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
that's how I am.
when I was a kid, I liked to play by myself,
Mm-hmm.
not with myself,
Gotcha.
by myself. So I guess that, you know, but I also realized that if I wanted to be successful, I had to include other people into my life.
Sure.
So I put on this whole, like a Halloween mask, you know, this whole persona of, okay, I got to be that guy. I say this all the time. We're in the people liking business, so we rely on people liking us, right,
Yeah.
to do business with us. So I force myself just about every day to be social, okay? But at the same time, you have to be. If you're in business, you got to put yourself out there because
Yeah.
I hate to say this. I'm sorry, reality check. Customers aren't going to come knocking on your door. If you're not going to want to pick up the phone or you're not going to knock on somebody's door, odds are
Yeah.
they're not gonna know about you.
Yeah.
And then don't rely on social media guys to do all your fucking marketing for you. I mean, it works to a
It
certain
helps to an
point,
extent,
yeah.
yeah.
But if they don't know who you are, they're gonna just. I know I do this all the time. They're just gonna just scroll right by your commercial because let's be honest, that's what it is, right? You have to be social to be successful. You have to include people into your life. You have to be able to know people's, the in and outs of people, and know what makes them tick. Because if not, you're a robot.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Be more social. I love that, man.
So another thing that I have on here is make time for self-care. Okay. And we had a whole class on this, right? And, the whole mentorship class. And I'll never forget, I had a mentee, a protege that, not everybody graduated from the class. I think we had like 15 guys and maybe 15, 20 girls.
Yeah.
And at the end, we graduated a combined
7
group of about,
eight?
I think it was like 12.
Was it?
And it's not something I did or failed to do.
Yeah.
It's that some of these things are so elementary to people.
Yeah.
But yet they don't do them, right? But one of the things was self-care. I mean, you have to, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. A nice haircut, and nice pressed clothes, things like that. Well, successful people will show in their physical sense also that they're successful, right? Because they dress sharp, they look clean, things like that. Who doesn't want to do business with someone who appears to have their shit together, right? Yeah. So what about you? Self-care. I know you work out a lot. You take care of yourself that way. You eat well. You try to stay away from drinking.
I go to Leonard to get my back waxed and my eyebrows.
Yeah,
so
Leonard
or boy Leonard.
Yeah. Shout out to Leonard the barber. He takes really
He
good care of us.
right?
Yeah. What's that?
So he gives you a sweet haircut, right?
Sweet haircut, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't give me a haircut. I don't need a haircut. I can shave my head.
But you know what? Even us balding guys need a little trim every once in a while.
Yeah.
Brandon. So
Brandon.
yeah, but shout out to Leonard over at Leonard's Barbers.
Yeah.
He's always taking care of us. But
yeah,
self-care means
so that
a lot. Massages. I love to get massages.
Oh, I do too.
De-stress,
especially because of the bodybuilding stuff. For me, it's like my muscles are always really tense.
See, same thing with me. The bodybuilding thing. I don't fucking know why.
Well, you do. You're stressed out though. You're always. You're like me, dude. You're like.
Yeah, I don't make enough time for stress to catch up to me.
Yeah.
So and plus I take cold showers in the morning.
The massage, yeah.
That doesn't get me, stress doesn't get
that massage though, man. That's definitely a good thing.
I recommend it, man. If you're not getting a massage at least every other month or every 3 months, I get one every week, But if you're not getting a massage at least every few months, you're doing your body a great injustice.
Yeah.
It's so there's so many health benefits to that. So
yeah, absolutely. Maybe even and I know it's kind of funny. Some guys are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But pedicures.
Oh man, you want to see my feet?
They have soft feet, bro.
Yeah, you want to see? I'll put my feet on camera right now. My feet are beautiful.
I think we're good.
We're making a Patreon, so you're gonna have to pay for that.
You come onto our Patreon if you want to see my feet, we'll put them on there. But no, my hand. Look at my hand.
Where did this show go?
It's going down that road. It's going down that road again. Get a little like Norma calls it risque. You know what I mean? But no, I mean I get my nails done. I get my eyebrows done. The whole 9 yards. You get your stuff waxed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wolf Boil, I don't know what the fuck he does.
He was clean there for like 2 weeks ago. Our boy Martin got him hooked up.
And then I got the coof and I sat at home for a week.
I don't know what happened.
The coof. Yeah, he just recovered from the coof.
Yeah, he just recovered from coof.
But so we kind of threw him in there. It's like this is actually his first legit day back.
Yeah.
And he was on quarantine for what, 2 weeks or something, a week and a half.
Like a week and a half.
We all ended up catching. Well, me and him ended up.
Yeah, I didn't. I have yet to catch it. Thank God. I'm just I'm gonna do it right now. Knock on wood. But I have yet to catch it. But if you guys are still dealing with that, our prayers are with you guys because I know it sucks to go through that. But yeah. So Brandon, this is his first time back in a week and a half. Yeah. So how's it feel to be back outside and interacting with people?
Scary.
Scary.
No, not really. But when you do sit at home for like a week and do nothing, sometimes it's hard to get yourself out of that.
Well, I didn't really do nothing when I was there. I did more than anything. I think I did more.
He chose.
I did more.
I knew you were really busy.
I bought 2 houses and like all kinds of shit. Yeah.
I know, but Aaron was really busy.
He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm on another level. I'm like,
I remember Aaron was calling me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "Hey, so I want to do this. I want to do that." It's like, dude, like, aren't you fucking sick, bro? He's like, "No, I'm sick, man, but I still got things going." And then he's like, "I feel good. I think I'm gonna go home. I think I'm gonna go to work tomorrow." I said, "No, you know what? You get so much done by yourself. Stay by yourself. Stay there. Don't kill that vibe."
And I'm over here fatigued and congested.
But it really hit you though.
And he calls me at 7:30. He's like, "The fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, fuck off."
I'm like, get up. It's time to make some money.
Yeah, let's make some money.
He's like,
I'm
like,
sick, fool. Yeah. No, I mean, again, it hits people differently. You know, you're fortunate it didn't hit you so bad.
Yeah.
But I heard that if you do lay around and do less, it actually hits you more. So that could have been one of the things, contributing factors, the fact that you were fatigued.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, okay? So I knew a person that, and I know several people, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I knew a person that was really close to me that, man, when this person got home, I mean, first of all, that person would sleep till like noon every day, okay? And then they'd get home around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they go straight to that nap, okay? How do you guys even know what naps are? Because I know I don't nap at all. I mean, I will every once in a while, but it's not part of my daily routine. Because I happen to think that the body and the mind are kind of like a cell phone or like a laptop. If you're constantly having to plug it in and plug it in to a source of energy, your body is going to wear out to the fact where it's going to constantly want to be plugged in, right? Yeah. So I plug it out, and I this body right here, I will beat the hell out of it until it's like on its last 1 or 10%, and that's what I tell people. I don't have a hard time sleeping, even though I sleep 4 to 5 hours a day. I don't have a hard time sleeping because I don't nap. I don't I don't do anything in bed other than 2 things. One of them is sleep. The other one will leave up to the imagination. Sure. But so when my head hits the pillow, it's done. So how are your sleeping habits?
Okay, so for me, when I'm eating right and I'm working out, and I'm on point with everything I do, like absolutely on point, I'll end up being able to sleep 4 hours really deep. So being able to sleep 4 hours for me, I can do it, and it's like when I hit, dude, it's like I'm in a deep sleep. Yeah. But I'll be honest, when I kind of stray off a little bit, like let's say I stay up later than I'm really supposed to or maybe I don't eat as well as I should one day, it kind of affects me, man. And I'll get to the point where I like during the day I'll start to get kind of sleepy, and I'll have to take that nap. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you have to, that's okay. Yeah. Just don't quit. Don't stop. Don't be in bed all day. If you got to take a 15, 30-minute nap, that's okay.
And sporadically, but I don't recommend it like as a daily habit because you will get used to that.
Don't do it every day. But if you listen to your body, I feel, me personally, is what I do. And my body says, hey, you need to take a 30-minute nap.
Yeah, I'm good with that. That's absolutely right.
Go take a 30-minute nap.
Yeah, and I think, Brandon, you said something about your day, your morning starts the day before.
Yeah. Exactly. In regards to sleep, of course, do what your body's telling you to do. Sure. But don't set yourself up for failure in that you're going to be sleepy at like 12 because you stayed up till 2 in the morning drinking. Your morning ritual will start the day before. Sure. Especially in the day and age of technology now where you're in front of blue light constantly. Yeah. You know, lights off preferably by 9. Yeah. Or blue lights off by 9. Blue lights off. A lot of technology nowadays has blue light filters you can do. Maybe just pick up a book before you go to bed. That usually helps me. That or journaling kind of calms me down. And
so basically just start to slow it down, unwind your body, unwind your mind, do a little mental detox, and then hit the sack at a reasonable time. So.
One thing too that I started doing a little while back is I don't sleep with my phone next to my bed anymore. I have one of those little smartwatches, and I'm gonna move that out of there too. It's because what I'll do is 2 things. One is I'll snooze the alarm when I wake up like 3 times, and then sometimes I'll sleep through it. So if I have to get up and go to the next room and get the alarm, that gets me out of bed, gets my blood pumping a little bit. And the other thing is, a lot of people are very prone to getting distracted from their phones nowadays. Yeah, sure.
Myself included. TikTok, that shit will distract you for hours.
Yeah, or Facebook.
Like 2 days later, you got this huge beard. Like, what the fuck you been doing?
I'm like,
watching TikTok.
I'm like watching them, but then I'm also like, which one do I want to make?
Yeah.
Trying to find ideas.
So, okay, so good. Those are all, again, good things, though. So, we're hoping that our habits are something that you guys can adopt. If it's something that you're trying to do, if trying to be successful is something you're trying to accomplish, right? If not, well, then just click the end button there and you'll be done with it, right? But hopefully, for those of you guys that follow us, you're following because we are an empowerment show, and we're trying our best to just help people, get to the place where they want to be. And if you're being successful like us is what you want, then follow some of those habits. You don't have to adopt all of them, but try adopting a few of them here and there.
Start taking
steps. And take baby steps. Your life didn't become this way overnight. So it's not going to change overnight. Sure. So once again, we want to thank you guys, so much for watching. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. Every Thursday at 7:00 we come out with a new show, and you can basically find us anywhere from YouTube to any kind of podcast platform that there is out there.
Spotify,
Spotify,
iTunes,
Apple Podcast, Facebook. We're all over the place. So, but yeah. Aaron, you want to send us off
guys.
here?
Yeah, I just want to say too. Also, please don't forget to interact with us. We love to hear you guys' comments and maybe what some of y'all's daily habits are throughout the day. We would love to get an insight on kind of what y'all do throughout the day, most definitely. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I just want to add one closing statement. Don't just watch this video and then go fuck off and do your whatever you do normally that is not working. Sure. If you sit down and think about like something in your life that you need to change, that you could change, then I want to challenge you out there to do that. Try and turn a bad habit into a good habit. Because if you just watch an episode like this, motivation without action is just entertainment.
Yeah,
don't
for
let
sure.
this just be entertainment.
I always say motivation, discipline trumps motivation. You can be motivated but not disciplined, and you'll do nothing. But thank you for adding that.
Great.
So I appreciate you.
So once again, we are the Wolfpack Show. I am Aaron Lee.
I'm Orlando Cardenas.
And Brandon Welch.
And we want to thank you guys for being with us.
Thank you.
Goodbye.